producing and then also selling the goods.
This Thursday, the world's most populous nation will outline its spending plan for the year. But with India set to vote for a new government in a few months, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government will only present an interim budget. A lot of focus will be on steps announced to help the manufacturing sector that makes up 17% of India's economy. My colleague Arunodaya Mukherjee sent this report.
India has big ambitions of becoming the next manufacturing powerhouse. An Indian company set up this gleaming factory less than a year ago in the northwestern city of Dudu, after winning a government grant of nearly $70 million. Here, nearly 3,000 solar panels are made every day, as India looks to pivot away from reliance on China, which still supplies 80% of all raw materials in the sector.
Definitely post 5 years down the line from today, when this financial support stops, I believe that industry will be self-sufficient and will be able to grow on it at its own.
The $25 billion incentive was announced in 2021. It's a 5-year plan aimed at powering jobs and encouraging local companies to establish production lines at home. Over a dozen sectors were identified, and the government says in the last 2 years, the scheme has created over 600,000 jobs. But this comes at a time when unemployment among graduates has hit an all-time high at over 13% last year.
And here in the city of Jaipur, just over 60 kilometers away from that manufacturing unit, young India, fresh out of college, is doing everything they can to try and secure a job.
That desperation to find work is visible. Thousands of graduates thronging coaching centers, hoping to find the best advice to land jobs. In this packed classroom, many of them come from rural India, spending their parents' life savings on expensive tutorials, in the hope that they stand a better chance than the person next to them.
The competition has increased so much. There aren't enough jobs for all of us.
People don't have any options. If there were many options, it would not have been a problem.
But incentives can only do so much, say experts. Only 2% of the $25 billion promised has been doled out so far. And that too should have been spent differently, they say.
6% of the workforce working in the organized sector and 94% is in the unorganized sector. So what we needed to do was to boost the unorganized sector rather than the organized sector. And what this scheme is doing is entirely targeted to the organized sector.
India has been identified as a bright spot among major world economies. But will the growth be felt by all Indians? In an election year, the upcoming budget may just be driven more by politics than economics. Arunodaya Mukherjee, BBC News, Dudu, Rajasthan.